welcome to a rather warm Brands Hatch for the season opener of the Endurance Financial RGB Sports 1000 Championship. These cars are very lightweight and have a 1000cc production motorbike engine, which makes them very quick, and especially around this tight and twisty circuit here at Brands Hatch, they're going to put in some fast times. And the man who should have been on pole position, the reigning champion, Billy Albone, you're in third place. You got the pace though. Can you get to first for the first corner?
Yeah, for sure. After the problems in quali, the initial pace looks good. So if we've rectified the issues we had, then there's no reason why we shouldn't.
Yeah, it's going to be very warm out there. The track temperature is very high. What's that going to do to the tyre degradation?
Yeah, tyre management is going to play a big part, I think, this weekend, and the engine as well. The cars, they don't like this weather at all. We always tend to go faster in the mornings than drop off. So yeah, management's going to be key. Yeah, not so much this race, but especially for the longer one tomorrow. So hopefully, with my bit of experience that I've got now, I can use that to my advantage.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers. With that, I'll hand you up to Andy McEwen in the commentary box.
Thank you, Anthony. Yes, RGB racing is always fast and frenetic, and here's how they line up. It's a pair of Mattels on row 1, Christopher Wezemel and Paul Smith, ahead of Billy Albone and Daniel Lana row 2, then John Watley and Colin Chapman, James Morgan and Phil Hutchins, Oliver Hewitt and Mark Betts round out the top 10. A 19-car grid, I think everyone should be there to take the start. It's a series that has traditionally been dominated by Spires, and certainly they make up about 2/3 of the field, but it's all Mattel row 1. Who will get the best start? It's actually going to be fairly even. Billy Albone there in the first of the Spires, the silver and red car trying to get up the inside, but it will be 3 Mattels wide in towards Paddock Hill Bend. On the inside line, I think the pole sitter, Christopher Wezemel, has been able to hang on to the race lead, and Billy Albone trying to come through in the Spire in towards second place, and I think he's going to do it at the inside there. No, that's Wezemel on the outside line, so who's got the lead? Is it Daniel Lana, or is it Paul Smith? Let's see. On board here with Oliver Hewitt in the Phoenix. Further back, there's a spin in front, number 44 involved. Oh, it's chaos on the run down the hill, I'm afraid. That's Mark Betts who spun in the middle of the pack. I think that John Watley was involved in that in some way, and there was another car there that was also pulling off to the side of the road. It is Paul Smith then that leads the way. Albone in second, Wezemel is third, and Daniel Lana there in fourth position. There in sixth is Colin Chapman, that's where he started, but I think John Watley sadly has indeed been caught up in that incident, because he should have been somewhere in that group. A 10th here for second place. Christopher Wezemel trying to fight back from that a bad start. He just, I think, got swamped on the run through Paddock Hill Bend. We didn't quite see what happened for the leaders as they made their way through the first corner. Towards Druids then, out of the corner they go. Oh, Billy Albone really pushed on in front as he now tries to chase after the race leader Paul Smith, and this could turn into a classic Spire versus Mattel battle in the Endurance Financial RGB Sports 1000 Championship. Daniel Lana there in third position. Turn into Surtees. These are some very, very quick cars indeed. The Spire GT3 has been the form car over recent years, but there's no doubt that the Mattels are getting quicker and quicker with every year that goes by, and more of them as well starting to appear on the grid. We've got 4 Mattels out with us this weekend. After going on here, that's Danny Andrew. Now he is in a Mattel, but he started right at the back of the grid after dramas in qualifying, and he's already worked his way inside the top 10 by the looks of it. So really good progress being made by him. He makes his way past the 63 machine of Colin Chapman. So yeah, he's possibly into the top 6 now. On board with Paul Smith then, race leader, out of Graham Hill Bend, trying to just build a bit of a margin now over Billy Albone. That's easier said than done. Billy, one of the fastest drivers in the championship. Oh no, he's made a mistake. Paul Smith throws away the race lead, goes through Surtees, who rode on board with him as that happened, and Paul Smith's off. Oh, one of his teammates has gone off in avoidance. I think, is that Wezemel or is that Daniel Lana? One of the other Mattels had gone off there in avoidance of, well, in essence, the team leader for this race, Paul Smith, the man who was leading the race at least. He had his moments at Surtees, and everyone else had to scatter in avoidance. So what has that done to the order? Well, there is Paul. He's rejoined, but some way back, isn't he? And having really lost some ground, that's Neil Gardner, who he's trying to fight back around the outside of, which he will do under breaking into Paddock Hill Bend. But Paul Smith will now be very fired up indeed as he tries to work his way back through the order. Well, it's not often we see that, a race leader with a fairly comfortable margin over the rest of the field, throwing it all away. There's Sam Cook in the TGM Pulsar. There is some variety on the grid in RGB. I know we talk about the Mattels and the Spires a lot, but we've got the TGM, we've got a couple of Contours, a couple of Sabres out there this weekend as well. There's variety in the financial position. That's Oliver Hewitt in the grey Phoenix that he's just diving up the inside of now. So Paul should, as long as there's no further drama for him in this race, be able to recover well inside the top 10. He's definitely got the pace. So he doesn't have any straight line speed advantage over Hewitt there. It's just the extra downforce that he has through the corners. That car really holds the road pell, but it's not well enough to turn down the 30s. So he continues on his way, but he's not going to turn into the afternoon he was hoping for. On board with Christopher Wezemel now. I think he was the one that took to the grass in avoidance, because he's now found himself some way down the order. That's James Walker that he just dived up the inside of. Christopher with the novice cross on the back of his car, meaning that he's a relative rookie, a relative newcomer to racing. Really impressive performance there for all things considered. He dives up ahead of James Walker, now goes on to try and continue the fight for that, but he will have come through Surtees, which is more or less flat out, you imagine, in these cars, to find all of a sudden his teammate broadside stranded across the middle of the road, and had to take avoiding action to avoid T-boning him. Sadly, that involved driving across the grass and losing ground, but at least it happened relatively early in the race, so he's still got time to try and pick these places back off. He's already pulling away from the car behind. His next target is going to be Daniel Lana. And then Daniel Lana, so three of the Mattels together here. Colours on the three cars, they are all Mattels. They're slightly different variants of Mattel as well. So Smith, Andrew and Wezemel all in the MC53. Daniel Lana in the slightly older 52B, but to all intents and purposes, they are the same car. And Danny Andrew here, as I said, having started right at the back of the grid after mechanical issues in qualifying, now has his teammate right behind him, Mr. Wezemel. Up behind, trying to find a way through, and in fact dives from the inside towards Jones. I'm not convinced that that was a genuine pass. I think that probably Danny Andrew saw looking in his mirrors, pulled over to let him through, knowing that Christopher is one of the fastest drivers here this weekend. I doubt somehow though that Daniel Lana will be quite so accommodating, because Daniel himself is more than capable of finishing on the podium, and he'll be looking and thinking championship even at this early stage of the year, so he won't want to give any points up to anybody, let alone his teammate. Not quite with him yet though, so we'll have to take a lap or so to close in. Don't forget, by the way, that all of this means that Billy Allbone leads the race. We haven't really mentioned Billy so far in this one, but he inherited the lead when Paul Smith had that moment, and he's just checked out from everybody else battling behind. He's already some 5 seconds up the road of this squabble that's going on behind him. So really good stuff this from Billy Allbone. This is the fight for second place. They can see Billy off in the distance. There's a car pulled off to the side of the road there. Now, actually, is that Danny Andrew? Was Danny Andrew still there behind us? So that's a bit like the red and black 27 Mattel there. We'll see on the next external shot we get. I'll take note of whether Danny Andrew is still there behind these two. This is the fight for second, and Daniel Lana runs a little bit wide there in towards Clearways. Christopher Wezemel tries to get the power down early on the exit. He's got really close to a bit of a toe though across the start finish line. Moves through now into the second half of this race. Christopher looking to try and bounce back into second place, which is the least he'll been hoping for. After that grassy moment before, yeah, there is no sign of Danny Andrew. So Danny Andrew, who I thought was pulling over to let Christopher Wezemel through a lap ago, that doesn't look like it was the case. Maybe there was a problem, because that car there on the right of shot is Danny Andrew's car. So Danny's pulled off into the time, so that's a shame. Also failed to see Ian Kemp's the MK Contour start this race. So only a couple of retirements though so far, relatively low attrition rate. Looks like everybody who was involved in that contact at the start was actually able to continue, so that's good news. Down the pit straight they go, and you can see how even matched the two Mattels are here, because it just doesn't look as though Wezemel's going to be able to just drive on past here, but that was a mistake made by Daniel Lana through Paddock Hill Bend, puts him on the back foot up towards Druids. There's a back marker ahead as well, which will focus the mind, but Lana had no choice there. You can see his teammate was coming through, and so Wezemel goes back through into second place. Now, what can he do about the leader, Billy Allbone, though? Probably very little, because he's about 7 seconds up the road. 37 car of Drew Fulton was to go a lap down to these two. He's already lapped down technically through. Lana, I don't think he let Wezemel through there, so I think he's probably going to fight back. In fact, he is fighting back. He's up the inside through Clearways. The momentum is always with the driver on the outside line now. He's going to plunge his way from you. And so Christopher hangs on. This will be a battle, I think, that will run now to the checkered flag. It doesn't look as though Christopher's got the pace to really pull away from the car behind. Oh, and in fact, he runs deep onto the brakes in Panic Bend, and Lana's straight back through. So Daniel Lana applied the pressure, forced the mistake out of his less experienced teammate, and moves back through into second place. Good move. On board with James Walker now in his Spire. James Walker, all of the Spires that you see racing in RGB are Spire GT3s, so they are more of common cars, so a lot more of them out there. Also now trying to lap onto the corner, which he does. Nicely done to Surtees there, clear road in front of him. Probably won't mind that because most RGB races tend to be a bit more frenetic than this. It's had its moments, this race, but after the early dramas, a lot of the midfield battles have sort of separated quite early. This battle hasn't separated though. Christopher Wesmail's actually back through now, back into second place ahead of Daniel Lana. So Daniel is again trying to retake that second place as well. He's looking quick though. He's got the back marker in front, so have to try and negotiate the back markers as cleanly as he can. But they are now into the final minutes of the race, so just needs to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes. Might have said the same for his teammate. Away through that very poor race. See how easy it is to turn in. Curve slightly wrong on the apex and causing all sorts of dramas. All with Paul Smith, he heads into that corner again. It all went wrong for him when he was leading the race earlier on. Oh no, he's got it wrong again! And well, racing drivers really are a different breed. I think anybody else would be panicking beyond belief if the car swapped ends on you at that sort of speed, but Paul, hand in the air, disconsolately sort of, oh, it's happened again, never mind. This time though, I don't think he can get the car fired back up again. It's rolling backwards onto the grass. And Paul Smith, well, that could be the end of his race actually. That would be a real shame for the man who led in the early going. There's Billy Allbone. Chance to check in with our race leader now as he waves at some of the back markers, trying to get out of his way. There's Mark Betts, who was the spinner on the opening lap, remember. He's found himself battling down a little further down the order than he would have expected. Although passes the stricken car of Paul Smith for the second time this race, and this time it's not for the race lead, it's to put a lap on him. I fear that Paul Smith's race might be done, but if that's a dangerous position, will that require a safety car or a red flag? We'll wait and see. Across the line goes Billy Orbo. 13 minutes plus one lap in these RGB Sports 1000 races. Telemetry here, see what sort of speeds they're reaching, 90 miles an hour. Down into Graham Bent, excuse me. 12,500. Hard on the throttle, lifts off for Surtees, but I think he's taking it reasonably easy. Still 93 miles an hour at the apex there through that left-hander. Looks like they're leaving Paul Smith's car where it was. There's another car off though, and that's Sam. Sorry, no, beg your pardon. It's the blue and yellow machine of Neil Gardner, the BDM that's been off. Drags a little bit more dust and dirt onto the already very dusty and dirty road. Anyways, across the line we go. Panic in the bend. Now there's no sign at the moment of a last lap. There might be another 2 laps actually here. Racing Panic, see the field streaking through. Check in here with Christopher Wesmermill, who is back behind Daniel Lana now. So Daniel Lana, somewhere along the line, has got second place back. There is Lana, and there's quite a gap between the two of them. So Wesmermill's clearly had an issue somewhere, a moment, or maybe an issue with the car. Possibly, of course, just tripped over a back marker, who knows. Billy Allbone, though, with his headlights ablaze, is coming to the start-finish line to start the final lap of the race. So it's been made an awful lot easier for Billy, who, when he saw that he was starting third, surrounded by Pattels, would probably not have felt too good about his chances of opening the 2018 campaign with race victory. Here he is, less than a lap from home now. Looking good for the race victory. Lap 18, you can see his telemetry there. So made his way down through Graham Hill Bend, inch perfect through there, not pushing too hard at all. And then turns his way left through Surtees, right through McLaren. Hard brakes in towards clearways for the final time. And for for Billy Allbone, it's going to be the perfect start to his 2018 season. Not quite the way he would have planned, with Paul Smith throwing away the race victory, but he'll take the points nonetheless. Victory in round number 1 of the Endurance Financial RGB Sports 1000 Championship goes to Billy Allbone, and a dominant race victory in the end it was over Daniel Lana, who will come home in second place. There he is. Third place will go to Christopher Wesermeal. Oh, and late drama. That's Neil Gardner again, and he needs to get out of that fairly quickly, because that is quite a conflagration down in the tip of Paddock Hill Bend. Well, he makes a very hasty retreat there from the car, but that has just come alight all of a sudden after it had taken the checkered flag. He finished the race a lap down and has been classified in 13th place. But whether we see that car out for race 2 is perhaps doubtful. Marshall's straight on the scene, of course, as ever. The British Marshals incredibly efficient, but even they have their limits, and that fire is seeming fairly stubborn to put out. Confirmation of the result anyway. Allbone wins from Lana and Wesermeal, from James Walker 4th and Colin Chapman 5th, then John Watley and Oliver Hewitt, the first non-Spire or Mattel. Then we had Sam Cook, Mark Betts and Jonathan McGill ahead of Vincent Dubois, Colin Spicer, Neil Gardner, Phil Hutchins, Drew Faulkner and Tim Hovard. Paul Smith, Danny Andrew and Ian Kempson were non-finishers.
Billy, it ended easily for you, but didn't start easy.
No, yeah, it was always going to be hard, wasn't it? There's 4 fast red ones all around me. So, yeah, I think obviously had the roll of the dice, if you like, for that race. But obviously we still needed to be there and have the pace to be out front and control it. There's still more to come out the car for tomorrow. I'm a few little bits and pieces, but realistically we're there. The issues we had in qualifying are gone, so that's really good. And yeah, great way to start the year, and let's got to keep it up and keep going.
Absolutely. Well, you're smiling now. Go and enjoy it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, Dan, what a hectic race for you it was.
Yeah, a little bit, very busy. I didn't have 5 minutes to sit down and relax and get into rhythm at all. It was just flat out for the whole race.
You're going to get warmer now. You sat right on the manifold.
Yeah, it really is soaking through. I need to get out of this because I'm sweating buckets. It's a beautiful day today, so I can't ask for better weather.
Yeah, it's your first podium in RGB, so go and enjoy it. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Chris, you had a mechanical issue through the race, clutch gone, but to bring it home in 3rd place, it's an achievement in itself.
Yeah, I mean, losing the clutch halfway through the race, using 2 gears, we couldn't be happier really. It was just saving it. It's my first ever car race, so putting it on pole for both races and coming home in 3rd. I'm not going to argue with that, let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's an incredible achievement just in your first race. Can we expect more in the 2nd race?
It'll be nice to give show the real pace of the car. We're looking quite pacey today. I'm sure Billy will be faster for tomorrow. Let's just see if we can do a better job tomorrow, really.
Well done.
No, thank you very much.